Today I'm going to give you a tour of my top 7 perennials. One of my favorite things about perennials is they require little to no maintenance. Now, believe it or not, my goal is to get this garden to be as little to low maintenance as possible. I know I do have several annuals in here which do require a little more maintenance. However, my goal is transition a little bit more into low maintenance gardening because, as you can see, I have a lot of more property out here. I want to create a lot more flower beds, and to do that, I need to be a little bit more low maintenance so that I can expand out throughout the property with more flower beds. My number 7 favorite perennial is this Anna's Magic Ball. This is a beautiful shrub. It's pretty small, as you can see. This is a 3-year-old Anna's Magic Ball. I don't have to do anything with this. I don't water it throughout the year. It just survives on its own. It's a very lime green shrub. It's small and compact, so it's great for the front of the flower bed. This one's getting overgrown with the Bobo hydrangeas, but it is one of my favorite ones. Eventually, once I expand this flower bed out, I'll give it a little bit more space. I love the Anna's Magic Ball so much. I have not been able to find them this year. I don't know if that's because they're so popular or if they've discontinued them. I hope not, because I definitely need another one. My 6th favorite perennial is this amazing Spirea. It looks very large this year. Normally I try to keep it pretty tight, but this year I just kind of let it grow wild. It's still blooming flowers, as you can see right here. This was here from the previous owners. I have done absolutely nothing to it but just trim it up every year or so. Like I said, I did not trim it this year at all. It is a little wild. Once the leaves fall off a little bit more, I'll trim it down significantly. I don't have to do anything to it. I don't have drip on it. It just grows on its own and it's very self-sufficient. My 5th favorite perennial is this creeping phlox. I got this off the clearance rack last summer. I love the spring blooms. They come in a beautiful purple, and then throughout the rest of the summer they stay this nice green ground cover. I don't have them on drip. They require little to no maintenance to stay like this throughout the year. My 4th favorite perennial is this Russian sage. Now, I love the Russian sage. I love purple. I'm just obsessed with purple, especially in the garden. These Russian sage require little to no maintenance. They're a little bit later bloom. They didn't bloom to mid to late July. They're still holding on, and we're approaching the end of August here, so I will definitely be adding this to other areas of my garden. My 3rd favorite perennial is this rock and roll sedum. I love the rock and roll sedum. I love the contrast this gives my garden. I try to stick with the primary colors. I have, obviously, green is one of the easiest to find, but this dark color is not always easy. You can see it in the Spicy Devils. However, these are a little bit more small and mounded, and they bloom all year long. I know some people have complained online that their leaves got pretty light. I have not had that issue, and I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but overall, I think it looks pretty dark. It definitely gives me enough contrast where I'm definitely happy with them. I just love this view right here. My 2nd favorite perennial is hostas. Hostas in all varieties. I have several different varieties in my garden. I need to really take time to go through and figure out each one and give you guys a tour, but I have several different varieties of hosta perennials, and I would say hostas are my top perennial because they require little to no maintenance. I don't have to water them. I don't have to do anything with them, and they just keep coming back. I have several different varieties out here in the woodland garden flower beds. They come variegated. They come just a solid like green. This one is my biggest hosta that I have. I love it so much. Hostas are definitely in my top 7 favorite perennials just because they require little to no maintenance. My number 1 favorite perennial is definitely the hydrangea. This is a Limelight hydrangea. These are my favorite variety of hydrangea, but these are Bobo hydrangeas. I have them all up along the front of my house. There's 6 more over there, and then there's 4 right here. I love the hydrangeas. They are a very easy, low maintenance perennial. In the spring, come in here and just clip off the tops of these, and next summer it'll grow a little bit bigger and I'll have many, many more blooms. I do fertilize it in the spring, and then it's good to go for the rest of the year. Hydrangeas are definitely my number 1 favorite perennial. I don't have enough of them. I will definitely be getting more of them. Thank you so much for joining me today as we talk about my top 7 perennials. I have so many more perennials, and it was hard to narrow those down, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to let me know in the comments below what your favorite perennial is, and I will see you in the next one.